on the purple side for Paizo and Child Support or PEX, it is going to be inFe on Teemo, CaptnBuwberry on Swain, Painkillar on Blitzcrank, konfetarius on Diana, and BuddhaRice on Wukong. And on the flip side, for point defense or +5 as their tag is, we have Sauron on Urgot, ZaberZ on Rengar, MMKH on Malphite, hipeoples on Fizz, and MagiMelkor on Pantheon. This game is brought to you by DominateDominion, casted by Chobra, myself, and Gandair.
And this is the third game in the finals. DominateDominion.com legalized Dominion tournament number 27. And seen Fizz start with a Sheen. Talked about no Sheen openings in a video about boots that I recorded with some players recently, which I'll link that after the tournament if anyone's interested in that. But yeah, seeing a no boots opening going straight into that Sheen, balances ability used right, can really get a lot of extra mileage out of that. We saw Alistar in the last game get a lot of effect out of his Sheen, you know, using that heal to proc it and get it rolling a little bit, and staggering his CCs in just such a way that you can keep throwing that damage out from it. So if you pay a little bit of attention to what you do, Sheen is just an amazing item. You really can't argue with its effectiveness after a certain point. And it works great with Fizz's kit anyway, because he's like, hey, I'm going to do a lot of damage. And it gives me some damage. And it's just a nice thing to have. MMKH coming around from behind, though, chasing around that way and getting the laser birds as a result. Never move catches MagiMelkor, does a little bit of damage, but nothing terribly consequential right now. inFe hanging back, a little bit of seismic shard exchange, Malphite's drinking a potion, and ZaberZ with some getting stuck in terrain, it looked like, for a second. And MKH getting airborne right there, getting a little bit low on health. They're diving in, they're going for BuddhaRice right there, they're trying to get him down. But MMKH and BuddhaRice are going to be the first two down to fall here. And now Painkillar is eating the focus, and inFe's taking his exhaust for his troubles. Fizz right through with that dash, putting a lot of hurt on him. Revive's already being used, Malphite on his way back up. Wukong, Blitzcrank, Teemo following in shortly behind there now. And Melkor and ZaberZ are trying to put the hurt on Buwberry, but a very good never move keeps them zoned back away as MMKH rejoins the fight, and BuddhaRice decoys on out. Good move on his part to avoid them in such a way. And
oh, great grab.
That grab, sir. I thought that was a Jace knockback for a second, and Jace wasn't in the game. So Melkor getting chased away by Painkillar right there. hipeoples staying right on BuddhaRice, sticking to him pretty hard right there. inFe's looking for Melkor. He wants to deliver that damage, and he's kind of diving in for it. Throws down the hit on hipeoples there. Another grab pulls MMKH away from inFe, which keeps inFe alive for a little bit longer. hipeoples gets exhausted right there, and inFe's just chipping away. hipeoples needs to do a little bit more damage. Yes! Able to secure that kill. Point defense is going to take the windmill.
That was a pretty well-played fight by both teams, especially with CaptnBuwberry being able to kite 1v2 for so long. But in the end, it was point defense coming back up for the finishing kills. They played the second fight much better than their first, despite the good pulls from Painkillar to peel for inFe. But we do have Buwberry returning with a Storm Shield here in bot, immediately changing the flow of the game. But here comes Pantheon with his ultimate. That's going to zone everyone out at the very least, and that's going to push Buwberry back. hipeoples also here in the bottom. They have only MMKH on that Malphite up top at the time. So if PEX wants to pressure top, they can do that. But ZaberZ just picked up their Storm Shield, and Rengar is going to assassinate anyone he sees. inFe is the target right now. Painkillar shows up. He wants to get the peel, and ZaberZ is just going to run away. Dodges the pull. Very, very well played. Meanwhile, BuddhaRice actually just walks right by him with that stealth, and hipeoples gets caught. Is forced to run away with that playful trickster. MagiMelkor now left alone 1v3, but ZaberZ is returning, so that's going to force everyone to run away. Meanwhile, bottom, Sauron gets one kill onto Diana, but CaptnBuwberry shows up. There's the decrepit fight. There's number not going to hit, but he's still taking so much damage. He doesn't have managed to turn around and kite. The tower has been neutralized, so we do see MagiMelkor coming down bottom to help. Meanwhile, top lane, hipeoples in a very bad spot, but ZaberZ has his ultimate activated. There's stuff, but there's a good chunk that waters across the wall, getting that finishing blow onto BuddhaRice on Wukong. Meanwhile, ZaberZ still putting out some good damage. They need to make sure the tower doesn't get neutralized. Meanwhile, MMKH completely pushing away inFe despite all that magic damage. So well played by point defense once again. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Buwberry should go down here at the next spear here. There you go. MagiMelkor on Pantheon picks up the kill. Sauron's going to recap the Boneyard, going back to a 3-cap 4-point defense.
And Sauron going to pop a recall while he can there. Diana looking for a way to make a play bottom lane there. And yeah, it was a really good move up top. inFe almost was able to get hipeoples down, but hipeoples was able to make a pretty hasty retreat and pick up that health relic and save himself there. But right now, it's just ZaberZ Rengar up at the top, and actually not for very much longer either, as ZaberZ has opted to recall. She's going to leave top in a really funny position if they make a play for it right now, but they're not, fortunately, for point defense. MMKH walking around in the jungle, and in the jungle is fun and games, and those fun and games are inFe and BuddhaRice. And they put a little bit of damage on him, but MMKH is able to get away, fortunately. Painkillar is not able to land any grabs or any sort of disruption or anything that might create a really good environment to start a fight. But with all the 4 members up there and the other 4 members on the other side, if Pex wants this, they're going to have to make a dive for it right now, it looks like. And I don't think anyone's ever too keen on diving for a tower. As ZaberZ extending a little bit right there. That never move could have been bad if he'd gotten caught by it. But fortunately for him, he did not. Leashes the laser bird. It has a name, but I forget it. But he leashes it, breaks the damage, so he doesn't get the full damage out of it. BuwberRice farming some minions there to get some. MMKH gets grabbed, and everything bad happens to him at once. Get a ultimate there in from Fizz to throw an airborne out. MMKH not finished off immediately, though, so he's able to live in the tank for a little bit longer, but pays Evelynn child support with a great initiate in that engagement right there. MagiMelkor getting an airborne for his troubles and getting quickly swept. Painkillar, bottle of Windex, pouring it all over that window, cleaning things up, taking the windmill.
Very, very well played by Pays on child support, but here comes Pantheon. He will be able to get a cleanup kill here. If anyone pokes their head out, he should be able to finish anyone unless Teemo blinds him long enough for them to finish off the kill. But there's a lot of minions. The tower is not his, so he's actually just gonna back on out, which seems a little bit unfortunate, especially given that 2 members have already went back to base. But of course, he has no way of knowing that. They did that out of sight, so they could all be hiding up there. He definitely doesn't want to jump in blind 1v3, so he's just going to steadily push up against the windmill. There is pressure here in the middle because of the storm shields, so he is going to have time to pressure against Swain, maybe even get a kill. Meanwhile, hipeoples is going to get spotted, as MMKH might get pulled here. Needs to watch out. Painkillar is waiting in that brush. I mean, top CaptnBuwberry still taking some damage, but MagiMelkor also is taking quite a bit himself. inFe, right now, Pex has that damage buff from the objective, so inFe's looking pretty good. Wow, grab barely misses. ZaberZ and MMKH. BuwberRice trying to sustain with his ultimate. He's slowly gaining health, but also draining out his mana. Can point defense make a play here? Maybe, but they have to dive. They definitely can't play it like Pex did, because Blitzcrank can, initiate off the tower when the enemy's turtling. But with MMKH on Malphite, they're forced to jump right on in, and they can do it with Malphite and also Rengar to jump in with a little bit of durability, but I'm not sure how long they can last.
And now getting off point a little bit. They looked like they were going hunting there. MKH gets caught behind the tower. BuddhaRice might get baited away from going out, but no, he knows better. Turns around for MagiMelkor. Never move stops MMKH in his tracks. And they group up to go for MMKH, or for MagiMelkor and ZaberZ. MMKH is going to go for the neutral back there. BuwberRice saves the tower, throws down a Garrison on that point right there. And a good ultimate from MMKH to create a gap, get some distance for him to be able to get away. Now his ultimate's on cooldown. He did live, fortunately, but that engagement was not so great for them, unfortunately. Pays on child support was able to group up. They were able to turn around and respond to that very, very well. They kind of let MMKH get wherever he was going, turned around, dealt with the immediate problem, which was the people that were capping. They threw a very good Garrison down on the tower to stop things from getting captured. It was very, very well played by point defense, by Paizo and child support. It was very solid defense against point defense.
Yeah, I mean, point defense really has no way of fighting against the turtling Paizo and child support unless they're all already low. With only one champion somewhat low and everyone else still healthy on Pex, point defense can't afford to jump into a tower with how much CC the enemy also has themselves. They have the blind, they have the AoE silence. MMKH needs to watch out. Painkillar is just sitting there, he's looking to zone. Is he going to grab MMKH? No, they're actually just going to go straight for MagiMelkor, but he's also a little bit too far away. MMKH now trying to split, but everyone's a little bit scattered right now for points defense. They need to watch out. They are going to slow it down a tad bit. I feel it just might be better for them to split and, divide and conquer, maybe go put some pressure elsewhere. Are we going to start seeing that MMKH trying to move on away towards the refinery? I do believe inFe caught a glimpse of that, but MagiMelkor is going to come in here to stop that advancement, and they are going to catch inFe in between. But we saw that hipeoples actually hawked back out, was a little bit scared. There is going to run into a shroom. hipeoples needs to watch out. BuddhaRice is going to zone out. Meanwhile, it's a 3v2 under the refinery. MagiMelkor diving in, but there's a mana barrier. MMKH taking so much tower damage. ZaberZ tries to jump back in. He does get get the assassination shut down, but he's exhausted. He needs to watch out. Somebody's a channel on the tower before ZaberZ goes down. He is going to escape right as MMKH starts the channel on the tower. MMKH barely surviving as BuddhaRice comes in with a Nimbus Strike. Are they going to go for the 2v1? Not a good plan, as Cyclone finishes off the kill onto the poor Rengar. And now it's BuddhaRice versus MagiMelkor. Tries to play the mind games with a decoy. Does get some good damage. There's the exhaust onto MagiMelkor. That's a kill for BuddhaRice, despite the pass be just coming out for Pantheon. Very, very well played by Painkillar and child support. Meanwhile, a 2v1 at the draw. hipeoples is going to go down. Buwberry putting out so much damage. It is so sustainable. He nearly got the tower already, but now he's forced to run away as MMKH continues to chase with his seismic shards. CaptnBuwberry does not have much mana. MMKH just trying to chase through. He tried to get the health relic, not able to, but still gets a lot of damage with the Unstoppable Force. Gets the kill with some last auto attacks. No one's capturing the drill though. Someone needs to go take care of that neutral if they want to get back into the game.
And it looks like they're going to break a couple people off to go take care of that, but ZaberZ unsupported in the middle. This looks bad. Painkillar goes for the grab, pulls him in, gets him with the airborne. inFe gets him with the blind, and things not looking so good for ZaberZ right now as he's chased out away from that point. That Hextech sweeper on Teemo, there's just no way to escape from. Not that stealth Rengar, not the bushes either. Very, very good item to have on Teemo because it gives vision whenever they take magic damage, and he's so much magic damage. You see right there how well it synchronizes with that mushroom when a hipeople steps on that Noxus trap right there, and gives the vision. Teemo comes right on down to capitalize and take advantage of it. MMKH though over at the drill, getting an airborne, getting some hurt on him for his troubles being out away from the point a little bit, but he wants to keep them back zoned away. Melkor going for BuddhaRice there. BuddhaRice turns around, dashes him for a crushing blow, and Painkillar's not quite able to land that airborne early enough to help Wukong get an extra hit, so Wukong did die there. Now Painkillar's getting mobbed at, and Point Defense has got a good position to take this windmill.
But they did lose out on the Boneyard. They killed off Urgot, and as soon as Urgot came back with his revive, they zoned him out. He did trade kills the second time around with Diana, but still not really worth it for point defense. Great jump the waters as he turns around for the turnaround snipe, but BuddhaRice, is he going to get the kill? No, everyone's so low right now. Painkillar just needs to AoE. There's the double kill. There's the solid force, but not good enough. Pantheon jumping in. Painkillar needs to watch out. Never mind. Buwberry's right here to make it a fair 2v2. If anything, it's actually unfair for point defense. The last bird is going to be enough. CaptnBuwberry just trying to get in range to kill off MMKH, not able to, but turns around, gets the kill onto MagiMelkor. Are they going to go? Oh, inFe gets the kill onto MMKH right as the teleport's about to finish. Very, very well played by Pex. They are just dominating this game once again. They held the bottom tower long enough for them to maintain a consistent recap with the windmill.
And they are able to recover that bottom point. Very excellent Karthus press R, Blitzcrank plus R, excuse me, up at the top with a 2-for-1 static field up there. Very, very good move by him. And inFe with that pickup on MMKH. MMKH's gotten lucky a few times this game, getting out with 2-digit hit points, Painkillar survival style. Sauron konfetarius having a disagreement. Sauron realizes, hey, konfetarius is taking damage pretty good. Maybe I can put some more hits in on him, and gets konfetarius down to about half health. Now he's doing a pretty good job of zoning him back away, but in the middle of the map, however, a fight has broken out, and there's a combination of ults, a lot of damage being spread out across both teams. hipeoples has to get out of the fight in order for his cooldowns to refresh before he circles around and comes back in with a dash, and is able to playful Trickster out. How is he still alive? I don't know. Painkillar pops the overdrive and goes for him, but misses with the rocket grab. hipeoples tags that health rock and circles around, threatening to engage again because he has plenty of mana for it, and there are no noxious traps in his way, but he's just one blinding dart from Teemo away from having bad things happen to him. CaptnBuwberry descends upon Sauron, who is down at the bottom point. Looks like Sauron has the definite upper hand in this fight, as he is able to quickly overcome Swain, and with the help of MMKH, he's going to get the cap on that, turn that tower around.
Very, very well played by Sauron, knowing his damage output is so much with that last Whisper on top of Trinity Force. He got the kill and then still secured the tower, but they are going to have to ditch it. inFe is trying to pressure the windmill, but here comes the man drop from Pantheon right onto a shroom though. He does hit it. He gets the stun on inFe, chasing him away with so much burst damage, but he's taking a lot himself, so he needs to watch out right now. ZaberZ is going to do the zoning as MagiMelkor starts to channel onto the tower. ZaberZ looking for the kill, dodges the shroom barely, does not get the kill, nearly gets it. But had to run away as the rest of Pex shows up. It's a 4v1 all of a sudden as everyone scatters away from the scary trio of Blitz, Swain, and Wukong. So the top tower windmill goes back in favor of Painkillar and child support. They are doing so well in this last game.
People's picked up in Oracle's Extract. I think that's what it's called. It's Extract, right? On here, yeah, picks up an Oracle's Extract to give him a few minutes to help find those shrooms. Sauron putting a lot of damage on konfetarius. But his buddy BuddhaRice coming down from the top, Wukong bailing him out, executive style, and helps to take him down, relieve the pressure from that bottom lane for a minute, give Diana some room to go back. hipeoples managed to, he went down there, like managing to try and set up a gank, but instead he's like, well, Urgot's dead, so I'm just going to kind of hang out in case they try and push the point. And inFe up there, chipping away at MMKH a little bit. ZaberZ jumps in, puts some damage in on him. MMKH follows up with a quick airborne, but ZaberZ isn't really in a position where he can close the gap to fight with Teemo as he was back there dealing with Blitzcrank. inFe, your hit points, your inFe. There we go, Seismic Shard takes him down. Now MagiMelkor and ZaberZ going to back out of the fight a little bit. They need those cooldowns to refresh. MagiMelkor's going to opt for getting some health points before turning around and coming back there. And hipeoples going to Playful Trickster away. konfetarius up at the top end of the map now, taking a vacation up here to deal with MMKH. He's had enough of that bottom lane ganking. He's going to gank top instead, coming up here to help his team out down the bottom. inFe's Teemo has gone down there to zone away Urgot to allow konfetarius to come up here and goes right in for ZaberZ. Does a lot of damage there and helps out significantly, killing MagiMelkor also. And now hipeoples got to try and interrupt this cap over here, but he's not quite going to be able to do it by himself. MagiMelkor with the revive comes back on the field and helps him out. And Buwberry, don't get BuddhaRice, don't get too close to that. I don't want to see you guys get lasered. And MMKH is alive. He's got an Oracle's Extract, but I don't know how long-lived the Oracle's Extract is going to be. Delivers the Garrison on the tower, though, to keep it going for a little bit. And ZaberZ is able to pick up a kill on Wukong. And now inFe gets sharked with the Chum the Waters right there. hipeoples sticking to inFe very well, trying to keep him back away from Melkor and his teammates, and konfetarius just eating people up here, but takes a shot from the tower, dived a little bit too far, reached the bottom of the pool, banged his head, gets a free trip back to summon the platform, and now Buwberry getting stalked away from the point. A very intense push at the drill has been largely thwarted by point defense.
Yep, very, very good defense, and this is actually going to allow them to go up and pick up the windmill for free because it haven't neutralized. That's going to give them the objective buff. Can Buwberry actually get a double kill here? hipeoples very low, but Buwberry's low on mana. hipeoples is going to go down. Excellent, excellent double kill by CaptnBuwberry with the Never Move, catching both people, activating his ult for a long enough time. Now he's going to go back to base. That mana regen really coming in handy. With that chalice, and also of course the Rod of Ages. ZaberZ now coming down to help hipeoples with konfetarius. konfetarius is tanky, but not tanky enough. ZaberZ putting out so much burst damage alongside hipeoples. Like we mentioned, that's what it's really going to come down to for point defense, but it might just be too late. 286 to 80, and the 3 cap goes back in favor to Pex.
Although they are able to turn around the bottom point, they had a lot of people down there, and they had not so many people up at the top end of the map. And with Teemo having the mushrooms that he has active on the map, with him having that, what's that called, the Hextech sweeper there, it's really been working sort of counterproductively to point defense's ability to gank. Rengar is dependent on not being seen. Fizz is dependent on kind of coming around from the side, and they really haven't been able to do that with the amount of vision, the amount of control over the map that they've had. ZaberZ trying to defend the drill, unfortunately not able to do so. Now MMKH trying to do it by himself, but he's away from the tower, not able to interrupt CaptnBuwberry. CaptnBuwberry takes the point, MMKH gets grabbed, gets pulled away, gets never moved. CaptnBuwberry's got the birds activated, he's using them, getting that extra damage in from that ultimate, from that Ravenous block, and he gets Malphite with the birds, chasing MagiMelkor now, and Blitzcrank's going to take that kill, and Sauron defeated by konfetarius down the bottom lane, 4 caps to 1, looks like Painkillar rather, looking around that bottom point, trying to keep people zoned away, and I don't think point defense has got this.
It's really looking grim for them. Buwberry now defending under the drill. He's so sustainable. There's the Garrison from Painkillar. Grabs ZaberZ right back into the tower. That's going to be a free kill. MagiMelkor does come in, and so does hipeoples. They are going to get the shutdown, but is it good enough? Painkillar is still alive. He's still trying to delay as long as possible. inFe now showing up. They thought he was alone. Nope, that's alive because BuddhaRice comes in with the decoy. The tower is still in favor of Pex. They're fighting under the tower. MagiMelkor needs to watch out. Gets killed. hipeoples is going to be the next target. inFe actually is able to deal with that on his own. Meanwhile, BuddhaRice is going to deal with MMKH. That's going to be victory for Painkillar and child support once again, taking the crown and DominateDominion number 27.
They are going to be your victors for this week. Point defense coming in with a second place victory for this week's tournament.